Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to give it up. Cam Rowe.
We just get bigger and bigger, don't we? How you guys doing? What about the rest of you guys? How y'all doing? Good. You guys staring at me like I'm working security today. Oh man, I think you guys are probably staring at me and got some questions. I got answers. Answer to question number 1. I'm 6'9", you guys. Ow, ladies. Answer to question number 2, size 19 shoe. Check it out, baby, check it out. Why are you looking, sir? I'm in a good mood today, you guys. Really good mood. I just had a son. I'm really excited about that. Thank you. I'm celebrating today because I just found out he's really mine. To save money, I sent my son to my cousin's daycare. When I tell y'all it's the most ghetto daycare you've ever seen in your life, how do you own a daycare and you don't have custody of your own kids? I gotta do better for my baby, man. My son loves this cartoon that I cannot stand. His favorite cartoon that I hate. Cartoon called Caillou. Don't you hate that cartoon? My son loves it, so I gotta watch it. For those of y'all that don't know, Caillou is this 4-year-old, big head, bald, whiny kid. Feels like he can talk back to his parents whenever he wants. And the kicker is, every time Caillou talks back to his parents, this narrator comes up and interrupts the cartoon. And you think that they're gonna defend the parents' point of view, but instead, they defend Caillou's point of view? Like, it's the craziest thing in the world, right? Like, Caillou's mom would be like, Caillou, time to clean up your room. Caillou would be like, no, mommy, I'm not cleaning up my room. Then the narrator comes in like, Caillou didn't feel like cleaning his room. He wanted to play with his toys. I can only imagine if my mama was the narrator for that cartoon. It'd be a totally different cartoon, right? Like Caillou's mama would be like, Caillou, time to clean up your room. Caillou would be like, no, mommy, I'm not cleaning up my room. Then my mom come in like, see, here's the part where Caillou got his ass whooped. You got mama fucked up, Caillou. Then I started thinking, how cool would that be to have your own personal narrator in your everyday life that would excuse you from your responsibilities, Jay? Wouldn't that be great? Like my baby mama called me up like, Cameron, it's the first of the month. You owe me $300 for child support this month. Then my narrator comes in like, Cameron didn't feel like paying child support. He wanted to go to the strip club with his friends. I would love that, man. So I mentioned earlier that I'm 6'9". I promise I'll give everybody a hug after the show just to prove I'm 6'9". Because I was doing a show back in Michigan. This guy was like, you don't look 6'9". You don't look 6'9". I took a picture of him after the show. I was so tall, he was looking at my nuts. So I'm 6'9", man. But I'm a 6'9" person who failed at sports. Let me say that again. I'm a 6'9" black person who failed at sports, right? And I'm really the black sheep of my family, because my family is white. No, I'm really the black sheep of my family because I come from a sports family. Everybody played sports in my family. My cousin, Willie Crawford, he was 6'4", won a World Series for the LA Dodgers back in the day. Not only that, my father, Curtis Rowe, 6'7". He's a college basketball legend. He won 3 national championships for UCLA under Coach John Wooden. Yeah. Then back in the day, he was drafted first round, 11th pick for the Detroit Pistons. Went on to play for the Boston Celtics and became an NBA All-Star. I'm Cam Rowe, 6'9". Before I was doing comedy, my last job was at Burger King. They're like, your boy play ball? Like, no, he make the hell out some double cheese Whoppers, though. So my family can't stand me because it's right there, big high hopes and dreams for me. When I was still actively pursuing sports, my family prank called me on NFL draft night. No, don't say, oh, they some assholes, man. Bro, I got a call, they're like, this is Detroit Lions, we want to draft you. I said, for real? She said, hell no, this your mama. Come on here and take out this trash. Nobody drafting you. That's my mom, man. Like, she loves me, but she can't stand me. I was like her ticket out. I was just over her house the other day. She just staring at me. I said, what's wrong, mama? She said, so I guess I just fucked your daddy for nothing, huh? That's what I done, right? I was like, first of all, mama, today is my birthday. Like, you can tell me that stuff tomorrow, mama. I take that from my mom, right? That's my mom. I'm not gonna take that from everybody, right? Like my cousin be talking about, your daddy played pro ball, you should have played pro ball. I said, ain't that something? Your daddy used to be a pimp, and ain't got no hoes around. You know how disappointed my bachelor party was because of you cousin? That's what we like to do in my family. No, we like to roast each other. We love to make fun of each other. You guys ever seen those Comedy Central roasts on TV? Right? You guys seen the Tom Brady roast? That's what we do in my family all day long. We just roast each other. Nobody's off limits though, the kids and nobody. Like, once you learn how to talk, you can get roasted in my house. For real, my daughter, she's 7 years old. I was getting ready for the show tonight. She was like, Daddy, you getting ready for the show tonight with your dinner shirt on? I said, dinner shirt? She said, yeah, you spilled dinner on your shirt. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Boom, roasted. And I started to let it go. But then I just looked at her and said, at least I got all my damn teeth in my mouth. You look like a snag-a-tooth tiger, girl. What's wrong with you? I know crackheads that got more teeth than you. And you can't even spell dinner. She looked at me, she was like, D-I-N-E-R. It used to be 2 N's, but you ate one of them. And when you get off work, bring me a double whopper with cheese. I said, dang, she's good, man. I gotta leave her alone, man. My whole family's crazy. Like I said, my father, Curtis Rowe, played in the NBA. And the cool thing about having a father who played in the NBA is, you know, my father is a big kid. I think all athletes are. Like, he literally thinks I'm his homeboy. Sometimes he takes that too far. We were watching TV the other day. We were watching Beyonce. He said, man, Beyonce is fine, son. I said, yeah, she is, Dad. He said, man, you know who had a body like that back in the day? I'm talking about Pow Pang Poom. I said, who, like Pam Grier or Suzanne Summers? He said, no, your mama. That's why she's your mama, boy. What do you want me to do with that information, Dad? I can't even look at Beyonce the same no more, man. Every time I see her on TV twerking, I'm, no, that's my mama, no. My dad is obsessed with my mom. And like I said, he thinks I'm his homeboy, so he says the craziest shit. Like a couple years ago, I don't know if you guys remember this Boston Celtic coach. His name was Ime Udoka. He got fired. Yeah, remember Ime? Yeah. He got fired from the Celtic organization. He was messing with one of the women, right? He got fired. My father loves to give me these life lessons. He called me up. He said, life lesson, son, life lesson. There is no pussy worth losing $5 million a year over. Except maybe your mama's. I said, will you get off of my phone, sir? I don't want to hear this, man. I said, it's great, though. He's an older guy, so he doesn't look the same like he used to look in his heyday. But in his head, he still thinks that people recognize him every time we go out in public, and nobody knows who the hell he is. But he'll just start pointing and waving to people, assuming that they know him. Like, we were at a restaurant the other day. He was like, okay, son, it's your boy. They see your boy. It's me, baby. Curtis Rowe. Come on, I'll give you an autograph. I said, Dad, what are you doing? He said, son, I got fans. I said, Dad, you're almost 75 years old. Your fans are dead. I gotta stop doing that joke before he takes me out the wheel, man. My dad's great though, man. He's from Los Angeles. Anybody ever been to LA? Yeah. All right, a couple rich folks there. I see y'all. People from LA are cool. They just have a tendency to name drop. Sometimes it can be annoying, right? Like my cousin, it can never be like a normal conversation. She always has to drop somebody's name. I talked to her the other day, like, how you doing? She said, well, just had lunch with Jamie Foxx's manager. We went over J-Lo's house. Eddie Murphy came through. It was amazing. I realize my dad being from LA does the same thing, but he only name drops people back from the 1970s when he was famous, which is even more annoying. I talked to him today like, how you doing? He said, man, just got the phone with my homegirl, Dionne Warwick. I'm like, come on, dude, really? Whitney Houston's psychic auntie, that's what you doing, man? She said she could have been your mama back in the day. We was over Ike Turner's house. OJ came through. I'm like, knock it off, Dad. He said, OJ was a funny guy. I'm like, I'm sure he killed the room, Dad. I'm sure he did. Gotta stop name dropping, man. Yeah, that's true. My dad was really good friends with OJ back in the day. Back when my dad played basketball at UCLA, OJ played football at USC. And they were really close. They used to hang out together and, play cards. And I don't know if you guys remember back in the 90s when I was a kid, OJ got in trouble. Remember that? And the country was really divided whether OJ did it or not. And my dad was on the phone with his black friends. He said, man, it's a conspiracy, man. OJ, the juice, should be loose. It's a conspiracy. He got off the phone, looked around, he said, man, he did that shit. I said, oh, man. That's great, man. I wanted to trace the history of my family, right? Because I'm a big, happy, smiley guy. My father's a big, happy, smiley dude, too. So I thought I came from a family of just happy, smiley people. But I realized that stopped with my great-grandfather. My great-grandfather's name was Joe Rowe, not Joseph, just Joe. People hated him. I mean, there were 10 people at his funeral. They were just there to make sure he was dead. And he lived a long time. As most evil people, he lived a long time, man. He was like 99 or 100 when he passed, so I got to know him, right? I called him Papa Joe. And I asked my father why people hated Papa Joe so much. And he told me the craziest story I've ever heard in my life. So back during the Great Depression, nobody had any money, let alone a young black man. Papa Joe had a lot of money. He worked on the railroad system. Now, Papa Joe was like 6'7", 225. He looked just like me, but like in shape. And to his credit, he would always let people borrow money. But if you did not pay him back, you had to agree to let him have your wife for the evening. Yeah, it's some real life indecent proposal shit, man. I think they made the movie off of my great-grandpa. And this was non-negotiable either, right? If you couldn't pay, Papa Joe would just look at you, smile, and go, well, more pussy for me. Isn't that the craziest thing you ever heard? Now, fast forward back to, when I was, young, when I first got married, as most young couples, you don't have a lot of money. We were struggling to pay the phone bill. My wife comes home like, baby, guess what? I got money for the phone bill. I said, you did? She said, yeah, Papa Joe called. I said, hell no. I called him immediately. Papa Joe, I'll pay you right now, man. He just started laughing like, more pussy for me. That's all I just talk about my father, man. Because growing up with an NBA father was different. Because kids, they'll tease you about anything. Our friends in elementary school used to be like, hey, Cam, your dad played in the NBA, right? He wasn't Michael Jordan. I said, what does your dad do? He said, he works at the auto plant. It's like, he wasn't Henry Ford, bitch. So I hate that, man. And little boys are the worst in elementary school, right? Like, they would be like, hey, Cam, your dad played in the NBA, right? I said, yeah. They said, wow. He probably had a bunch of women, right? I said, yeah. They said, wow. I wonder why he married your mom. What was your mom doing, right? And that was one joke they used to do. He used to get under my skin, right? So, but my father, being a former NBA All-Star, that's where his parents came from. So they're teasing me about that on the bus. I go home, I'm feeling sad. My father notices something is wrong when I get home. My father asked me what's wrong. I told my father what my friends were saying at school. He put his arm around me with all sincerity. He said, son, listen to me. Don't worry about what your friends are saying about your mama at school. Because there's a real good chance I'll fuck they mamas too. Hand to God, that's what he told me, man. Most kids be like, my dad can beat up your dad. Well, my dad fucked your mama. Now what? That was the last time they said that about me, man. My dad's a big prankster, too. He loves to have fun. I'll give you guys an example. One of my father's favorite things to do in his heyday was driving around in a fancy car and then park next to a white person in a shitty car. And as soon as they made eye contact with him, he'd lock his door. Swear to God, that's one of his favorite things to do, man. You guys are a good group. Anytime I do a show out of town, I like to say I'm from Detroit, right? This sounds cool. Yeah, Detroit, baby. D-Town. Big 6'9" black dude from Detroit. I'm really from a Jewish suburb called Southfield, Michigan. I thought I was Jewish growing up. For my 13th birthday, my parents took me to the movies. I'm like, where the hell is my bar mitzvah? We used to go to Jewish holidays off of school when I was a kid. My dad tried to wake me up for school and they're like, come on, son, get up, you got school. I said, oh no, my brother. Today is Rosh Hashanah. And don't wait me till Yom Kippur, it's in a few days, Dad. I was the only black kid in my kindergarten class. My kindergarten class looked just like this room right here. You guys thought I was sticking out like a sore thumb. I feel right at home, man. My youngest son, young Cam, he's the apple of my eye, man. Super smart kid. He's in first grade reading on an 8th grade reading level. Yeah, we call him Blurred for black nerd. And I should have known he was gonna be smart because he would always pick up on stuff really quickly. Like one time I made a mistake. I cussed around him. I said, what the hell? And he kept saying it. He was like, what the hell, Daddy, what the hell? What the hell, Daddy, what the hell? I said, okay, he's 2 years old. He's gonna outgrow it. 3 years old, he's still cussing. What the hell, Daddy, what the hell? Finally, I said, look, Cam, you cannot go around using language like this. You cannot say what the hell. He said, what the fuck? I said, what the hell's fine? You can say what the hell as long as you want, son. And I really credit my mother. My mother is a retired English teacher. So she worked with my son, like how to put together letters, how to learn how to read. Like every time he would see my wife when she would come home, he would call her ILM, which stood for I love mom. Yeah, but every time he's pissed off with me, he calls me DWT. And my oldest told me it stood for daddy with titties. Yeah, remind me to roast his ass when I get home. I can't be DWT. So I said, I gotta start working out. So give it to me. I've been working out. I lost 25 pounds last month. Right? Okay, I gained it back this month, though. I didn't. Last month was my month. And I had to do something about working out because I had to start making critical decisions. Like I dropped something the other day. I was like, fuck. Do I really need this? You know, forget that passport. I ain't going out the country. And I haven't always been this big. Like just for years, you guys weigh 225. Now I weigh too much. So I started working out, man. And people treat you differently when you gain weight. Like when I was thin, everybody used to say I looked like Kanye West. This is back when we used to like Kanye West. Now they say I look like that big old black dude from that movie Blind Side. Michael Orr. I got white people trying to adopt me now. This is actually my father right here. And because I've only been this big for a few years, I'm still a skinny person in my head, right? But I'm constantly reminded that I'm not. I was at the gym yesterday, this big old 600-pound dude comes to me, he's like, hey man, people like me and you need to stick together. People like who, sir? You know what I mean? Like, don't put me in the fat category just yet. I just got here. I can go back anytime I want to. You're a lifetime member, sir. Can't eat the same no more, man. When I was thin, I would go to like my mama's house, eat like 10 plates of food. She'd be bragging because she thought I was going to the NFL. She'd be like, y'all, look at my baby over there eating 10 plates of food. That's a grown boy, y'all. Now she can see me eating a small piece of cracker. She's like, look at this hungry, hungry hippo over here. Eating up all the crackers. I said, can you at least lower your voice, Mom? Because we're in church right now. This cracker's for communion, Mama. This cracker represents the body of Jesus Christ, Mama. She said, you look like you ate the whole body. You look like you ate Jesus and all 12 of his disciples. I said, that's still my birthday, Mama, dang. And what we doing in this church? I thought we was Jewish anyway. This ain't no synagogue. But the biggest motivation to lose weight by far is I look exactly like my oldest brother. My oldest brother, Curtis Rowe III, he's always been a big dude. So now that I've gained weight, everybody thinks that I'm him and he's me. Like, we look like twins. And, you know, he just happens to be gay. But no, I don't have a problem looking like him because he's gay. I don't want to look like him because he's an asshole. I'll tell you, man, my brother's an asshole, man. And I'll just tell you about my brother real quick. My brother's very successful. He's the oldest. He's one of the big wigs at a cell phone company. He's the oldest. My sister is the middle child. She just got promoted to becoming a global vice president at one of the top automotive companies in the world. She's the middle child. Me, I'm the baby of the family, just following my dreams, as my brother says. Real, he doesn't mean that as a compliment at all. But every year for Christmas, he buys my kids 10 gifts apiece. They call him Black Santa's Fantastic. There's only one condition. I cannot put my name on any of the gifts. Only his name goes on the gifts. I said, why do you do that? He said, because I want your kids to know what happens if they ever decide to follow their dreams. That's an asshole, right? Plus, no one ever cared that my brother was gay. It was never a big deal. We always made him feel comfortable. But my brother is so dramatic. He would love the fact that my parents disowned him and were upset about it, just so he would have like this dramatic story to tell everybody. I'll never forget when he came out, like my mom was downstairs cooking dinner. He runs downstairs like, Mom, I got something to tell you. I'm gay. Without hesitation, my mama goes, no shit. You want peas with your carrots? My brother was pissed off, man. Because he wasn't getting the reaction that he wanted. He's okay, fine, wait till Dad gets here. That's okay, wait till Dad gets here. My dad walks in the house, my brother does the same thing. He said, Dad, I got something to tell you. I'm gay. Now, my dad got quiet for a second, right? Then the whole house got quiet. Then finally, my dad turns and looks at my brother and goes, well, more pussy for me. Then my mom hit him over the head with an ashtray. It was fantastic, man. Yeah, I believe, man, love is love. You should better love who you want to love, right? I believe that, man. Sarasota's like, no, fuck that shit, Cam. No, I believe that, man. I genuinely believe that. So, like, we never made fun of my brother for being gay. Now, what did surprise me is my brother is 6'6", 350 pounds. His boyfriend is 5'6", 150 pounds. So they came over for Thanksgiving last year, right? I noticed my brother, he's like serving his boyfriend's plate. They get into an argument and my brother starts crying. That's when it hit me. I said, oh shit, come here, big bro. You are 6'6", 350. Are you the hammer or the nail? No, don't get me wrong. If you gay, you gay. Can you imagine 6'6", 350, his legs all in the air and shit? Bending over, he said it's called a top or a bottom. I said, I don't care what it's called, man. Your big ass got to be doing the drilling. And they think I'm you got to be the pounder, man. I guess I need therapy. I just couldn't believe that, man. He said, I can't be a top. I said, why? I said, because then it'd be a homicide. So that makes sense, I'm gonna get out your business, big bro. I'm gonna get out your business. My brother's something else though, man. He's a great guy. And one thing, also like that I learned too, like being my size, I can, even if I was smart, like my youngest son, young Cam, I could never ever be able to be one of those doctors that like checks you for your prostate. Yeah. I'll show you my hands after the show. I got some penis-sized fingers, man. Look at these hands, man. Look how big these hands are right here, man. Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at that. I would have no clients at all. This dude right here would be like, man, hell no. You got dick fingers, bro. I guess my only clients would be my brother's friends. That joke was for me because he's an asshole. So I'm married, which is cool, right? I'm married, which is great, man. Marriage is fantastic. I can say that because my wife's not here, but no, marriage is great. It is fantastic. I love being married, man. People say opposites attract, which is probably true because I grew up in the suburbs my whole life. But my wife is from Compton, California. Yes. And if you don't know what Compton is, it makes Detroit look like Sarasota. And I'm not saying my wife is like some thug or some gangster just because she's from Compton, but just to be safe, I don't wear the color blue around her. For real, for the 4th of July, I had to wear red, white, and red and shit just to be safe. We got into an argument. She started throwing up gang signs. Like, you know what? You won this one, sweetheart. And I haven't been married that long, so I can't really speak on like the longevity of marriage. But I can speak on the engagement process. Men and women handle that differently. Like women, when you find out your female friend is getting married, you are genuinely happy for your friend. You'll post it on social media like, oh my God, guess who's getting married today? Guys, we don't do that. We found out our boy is getting married, we act like somebody died. But we're like, what? Cam Rose getting married? Goddamn, I just seen him last week. Never gonna see him again, man. Oh, man. And before I get out here, guys, I just want to say, you know, for me personally, you know, I have 3 kids that I love dearly. I have a stepson, too. You know, any step parents in the house? Okay. People didn't want to admit it at first. I understand. No, I love my stepson, man. He, you know, we like to joke around with each other. You know, he came home the other day like, Dad, I need you to help me with my spelling words. I was okay, cool, man. You know, because he's always trying to drop me like subliminal hurts, you know, like subliminal hints to lose weight and stuff like that. He's kind of an asshole about it. So he's like, I need you to help me with my spelling words. I said, okay, cool, man. What's the first word? He said, diabetes. I said, man, it's not on your spellings. He said, no, Dad, they're bonus words. I got to use them in a sentence. I said, what are the next words? He said, Planet Fitness. I said, okay, we roasted. Okay, cool, man. I said, why don't we use the word doggy in a sentence? As in, after I help you with your spelling words, me and your mama about to go do it doggy style. Just something to think about, son. He said, Daddy, you got me, but seriously, before you go, can you help me use the word first in a sentence? I said, first? He said, yeah, as in my real daddy did it doggy style first. Just something to think about, Daddy. I said, damn, he's good, man. But one cool thing to be on my side is, like I said, you know, I won't be able to have a job, you know, I will always be able to have a job working as a security guard, you know. But you guys can probably tell, you know, I'm a big teddy bear. I don't like to fight. Okay, I'll be honest, I can't fight. No one ever taught me, man. I know you guys, I don't believe that big, you know, big 6'9" black dude can't fight. On the inside, I'm a 13-year-old white girl. I'm scared of everything. They want me to kill spiders at my house. I'm like, no, you do it. Ew. But I did manage to get on this TV show. I used to live in LA. I was walking down the street. This guy asked me, did I want to be a security guard? I said, no, man, I don't fight. He said, no, on my TV show. So I did one episode. They liked me so much, they kept me on for 3 seasons on True TV. A show called Storage Hunters. You guys ever watch Storage Hunters? Okay, 2 people. That's why we got canceled. Thanks a lot, guys. It was... And not Storage Wars. I was on Storage Hunters. We were like the bootleg version of Storage Wars. People ask me what the difference is. About $25,000 per episode is the difference. But the show I was on, Storage Hunters, it was on Netflix Canada. It was on 42 different countries around the world. And I didn't get any residual income. But I said, that's okay. I'll just do a show in Sarasota. I don't need that. I'm good. I don't need that money, man, you know. But one cool thing to be on the show is like we got to go overseas. So I got to do a 25-show stand-up comedy tour overseas, over in England. And in the fall, I'm going back over there to entertain the troops, which I think is going to be great, right? Of course. And you think when you go to England, they speak English, which they do, but they have different customs over there. Like, this is the peace sign in America. Do you guys know what this means in England? Yeah, what does it mean? Yes, no, it's not victory. It's actually sticking up the middle finger. Like that's what it means over there. And we put these fingers, right? So I genuinely had no idea. So they're recognizing me from the show. They're taking pictures with me. And I'm like, all right, man, see you later. They're looking at me like, piss off. You and your dick fingers, piss off. And the word cigarette means fag over there. I had no idea. A dude came up to me like, you wouldn't happen to have 3 or 4 fags on you, would you? I said, oh man, he thinks I'm my brother too? And you guys have a good time tonight? Everybody have a good time tonight, man? Good. You know, most comedians like to leave on a funny joke. I like to leave on an inspirational quote or story. Whatever you guys want to do in life, you're never too young, you're never too old, never give up, and believe in yourself. Seriously, guys, right? Yes. I'll tell you why. Comedy is hard, especially during the pandemic. That's what we had to do those like Zoom shows. That's where you like type out a joke and wait for the emoji. Like, did they like that shit? But I'm so glad I didn't give up because I got a call this week to change my life. This person called me and said, Cam Rowe, I work for one of the biggest agencies in Hollywood. We're gonna start putting you on TV shows that people actually watch. And we're gonna make you a star. As a matter of fact, I got you an audition for Saturday Night Live. So follow your dreams. I'm gonna be the male version of Leslie Jones and shit. I was like, you got me an audition for Saturday Night Live? She said, hell no, this your mama. That's my time, guys. I'm Cam Rowe. Thank you so much.
Don't stop now. More for Cam Rowe.